Hi everyone, my name is Adaora. I'm CEO and founder of Amaka. We're a platform that connects brands and businesses to Black and Pan-African creative talent. Through my work, I've seen firsthand experience how the right marketing and creative strategies can transform small businesses to large brands. And that's why we've launched the Expert Playbook Series, which is a collection of in-depth conversations with top creatives, creators, marketing, creative professionals. And each episode is really packed with practical frameworks, step-by-step guides, and industry-tested insights that businesses can immediately drive growth. And so whether you're looking to refine your brand strategy or scale your marketing efforts, or you want to discover new creative projects, this series will definitely provide you with actionable strategies and support through leading experts to provide secrets or strategies, expertise for successful marketing and creative execution. So today I have Levi Mavulele, I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. He's an incredible creative strategist and entrepreneur who worked with us on Creative Africa Nexus, CANEX, as one of the influencers on the trip. CANEX is a platform and the purpose and benefits for how it can drive the creator economy. We had a very strong focus on making sure we're driving brand awareness for the conference, which is basically driving more growth for Africa's creative economy. And we onboarded diverse content creators from all over, and they want to be able to provide strategies and content to drive more exposure and awareness for CANEX in Algiers last year. The campaign successfully garnered close to 2 million reach, over 1 million total views, and over 150,000 total likes. And so now I'm here with Levi to really share his expertise and experience on how we were able to draw those results and how we can do that for not only large-scale businesses, but for small-scale businesses. So without further ado, I'll introduce you to Levi.
Thank you so much, Adaora, for this interaction and for this opportunity as well. I am Levi Mavulele. I am Mozambican. I am a digital influencer, but as well, I work in the creative industry. I'm a founder and creative director for one of the biggest fashion projects in Mozambique, which is called CANEX Africa. We provide a platform from different creative designers to showcase their talent, not only in Mozambique, but as well international opportunities. And I'm also a stylist. I work with different brands around the world. So it's been a great journey doing what I do and loving what I do for passion.
Thank you so much, Levi. How big is your community, first of all? How have you grown your community? How did you kind of get started? You have quite a large following, not only just for yourself, but for your business and your platform. Great to have an understanding of how you did that.
The start point was actually finding my niche, which is fashion and lifestyle. Then I've been evolving myself in different scopes within my own niche. So it's really about being yourself and adding value to different individuals. And with then I've seen an opportunity as well to start my own business, and creating networks is that actually will help me to grow my community.
Okay. What we really liked about you and your platform is the diversity of your community, your reach and engagement, and why we felt that you were very aligned with CANEX. Can you break down how you strategically positioned CANEX brand in your content when you were putting it together?
The first thing is to understand the impact and how relevant the project is. Whatever we market, it has to tell a story. What are the different things that you can learn, you can take out of that experience? That's how I've designed all my content. How can I tell these stories without losing my identity?
You started out with you and yourself and your platform, maybe with limited resources. CANEX is a big brand, but what about businesses who are small, who are just starting out, and they want to work with influencers and content creators, but they don't have like the big budget? Is there advice that you could give?
Yeah, we are motivated by the purpose, right? But again, understand that we need to fight for investment, even if it's small. You'll never grow if you don't really, put some money. I work with brands even today from United States. They won't give me money, but they'll give me goods, they'll give me shoes, suits, and all those things. So there is always a way to negotiate. You can cut up the budget. If it's a small brand, they don't want big promotional videos, we can negotiate to have a font. We have really good font salons now today that will have proper quality and stuff like that. I just don't believe on giving up. We
Yeah.
always have to find ways that will benefit ourselves.
Absolutely. And for you personally, like how did you grow your audience by yourself?
Yeah.
Like what did you do?
I think understanding the world, I think that's really important as well, to be very engaged with what's happening. I work with models. It's like, you want to be a model. Are you doing what professional models are doing? you know
Okay.
with the resources that you have, you can do that. Proper pictures. I've worked with Galerie Lafayette, but the only reason why I work with Galerie, like the influencer for Galerie Lafayette, is because I've done a video 3 years before they've hired me, and they were like, I think they were doing research and they found my video. Sometimes it's that you have to predict what you want, but with the right quality. People, they have to see you as you want to be seen. You have to stand in a point where you separate yourself from the rest. Build interest. How do you build
Yeah.
interest? And it's just doing things that people, they don't normally do, but with the right quality, with the right professionalism. And you can learn that every day. There is tools available, free tools from YouTube and stuff like that. Go there and spend some time to research. And you have to be really passionate about what you do. Creating
Yes.
content is not easy. It's devoting time. It's to be
Mm,
out there. Sometimes it's cold. Sometimes it's hot. It's just being around people in the public. Are you
yeah.
ashamed on just shooting the right content? So like those things are really important to understand those dynamics. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a strategy, a strategic framework for creating content that performs well?
I try to be organic as much I can, and
Okay.
honest with my content. If I'm working with the brand
Yeah.
that's like very engaged with my reality, that makes it easy to kind of create content that is very natural.
So it's just like organic but authentic content that
Yes,
aligns with
yes.
your experience, lifestyle, your
Yeah,
mission,
yeah.
vision. For a business, for example, that's maybe launching a new product or service, I guess even for your business as well, like which content formats usually do well? Like is it usually short form video, behind the scenes, viral
Yeah, yeah.
trends?
We always need to tell a story,
Yeah.
and people, they love to see how a story begins and how it ends,
Yeah.
and behind the scenes stories are really cool. Sometimes, the feed posts, sometimes they don't hit better than the Instagram story because
Yes.
people, they like to see what is behind the story. But it doesn't mean that people, they don't see the feed stories, but they engage more with the story because you can see who has viewed that video or photos, and you can actually have a direct engagement with your audience. It's just so much going on the social media, and as well, that's another thing. You have to find where you do best. There are people that are really good with TikTok, as you know. I would prefer Instagram, because it gives me kind of business position and social position. It gives me both. Sometimes people, they'll think that I have my business page and then I have my personal page. It doesn't matter. Even your personal page will become a business because that's
Absolutely.
how you actually promote your business. It
Yes.
takes longer to build your professional page, but
Mm.
your personal page go faster because people, they like to know who is behind the company. Things have changed. The owners of the big platforms today, they come forward. You see Elon Musk using a lot his platform. You see Zuckerberg, he's very engaged, he's creating content like nobody else because they understand how that is powerful.
Yes, and that's very important talking about founder-led
Yeah,
content. For small businesses or maybe people who are not comfortable yet with doing that. Like why do you think
yeah,
it's important to make sure you're building the personal brand
yeah.
to help with the business?
It helps because you are the voice of your business.
Yeah.
People will trust your business if they see who's behind it. There's a lot of people, they don't even talk about their business.
Mhm.
I don't know why. Whatever you do, you have to create an habit for people to talk about your business.
Yes.
And the only way for that to happen is for you to engage yourself with your business. I've seen a
Yeah.
lot of people that they will come to me, please, can you please post something about my business? Like, why do I have to post something in my business? You don't have anything about your business in your page.
Yes. Yes.
So That's really crazy,
Yeah.
it's so powerful if you understand those dynamics. We need to understand why the big brands are shifting, are showing their faces, are so engaging, creating content. There's one guy that I really admire, is in Nigeria, is the CEO. I forgot his name. He always wear red socks. Eh,
Oh, is it Tony? Is it no, no? Is it Tony Tony
Tony, yeah,
Elumelu?
it's Tony.
Yeah, Tony Elumelu. Yes.
Tony is wonderful.
Yeah.
I just love how he understood the influence of social media. Like, he understood that he needs to be on the platforms as well, creating this content. And it's so
Mm.
inspiring. And that helps a lot with his business
Yeah.
because he's communicating, he's showing where he's going, the conference that he's attending, a little bit of private life. But you see him as a CEO, you see him as a human being, you see him, the impact that he's having in the youth and in the business. Because today we are not in the world of our business, we rely on websites. People, they don't go to websites as much.
That's true. That's true. For you, how do you strike the balance between more entertaining or lifestyle content versus
Yeah,
educational content that's selling about your business or your brand or
yeah.
looking for a different brand? Like, how do you maintain the balance?
It can be scary and it can be challenging as well,
Yeah.
but you need that balance because I think people love that as well. People, they love to see what you do, but they also live to see what is inside you. But again, you have to be very careful. People, they always ask me, why don't I show a lot of my kids and my wife and all those things?
Mm-hmm.
The world there is scary, and we have to understand that not everybody there actually
Yeah.
loves us.
Exactly.
And we decide to be on the platform, we decide to be famous, but not our family. And you need to understand that there's no need for you to put that pressure on them,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
whatever that you do will affect them.
Absolutely.
Sometimes people, they have to forget about that. Just live your
Absolutely.
life, create your content, focus on what you do best, focus on promoting your business. You need to engage with other influencers, other businesses,
Mm.
like, that's how we grow. That's another strategy. Be
Yeah.
beside people that as well, they have grown so much. Because if I'm with someone that is big next to me, their following can actually come to mine as well. So
Right.
how do you network? Network is
Networking.
really important. Networking with different business, network with different people, understanding that dynamic, putting yourself in situations where you can also get following from different communities that they're not even yours.
So it's like
Yeah.
cross promotion with different communities and different
Yes.
platforms as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, just kind of wrapping up, like just for a final question, like what advice would you give for whether it's small businesses or whether it's big brands,
Yeah.
either looking to create content or working with content creators? Like, what would you say is like an advice on how they can go about it? I know even before we started this, you said you had some ideas even for CANEX as well. Like,
Yeah.
I'd love to just hear your general thoughts and advice on how people can approach this more seriously and more professionally and how it can impact their business.
I think you have to understand your talent. You have to understand what you bring. You watch what other people do, but find ways to be unique.
Yeah.
You can do things that are similar, but you can always find ways to do it different. That's really important. Example, you guys were so smart how you picked different influences because we are so completely different, but we are relevant in our own way, and there's no
Absolutely.
need for us to compete because we are all brilliant. So find what stands you out and train yourself, learn, travel, travel, travel. Many things that we don't understand is just because we don't experience. Many things that we doubt is because we don't know about it. Understanding deep means making a change into yourself. And once you change yourself, you understand the things that you need to change to make yourself better and to make your business better. Example, I produce fashion shows. So I exercise myself for every fashion show, the biggest platform.
Yeah.
I'll spend hours learning, watching. Now it's happening now, Paris Fashion Week.
Yes, it
Every
is.
day I spend some time to understand how they do things, the brands, where they're going, and how they do the marketing and all
Mm.
those things. So make sure that you spend time to learn about your business. It takes time to build a business. It can take 5, 10 years. So be patient. Be patient with your business. Sometimes it feels that you're doing nothing. It doesn't mean that people, they don't know about it. You can get tired of trying, but understand that every day when you wake up, the things that you did yesterday, they actually matter. They've added something different. You have added something into your business. You have changed something. You have developed something. And sometimes I just travel. Last year I came to Brazil just to sit down and watch fashion shows. I invested my money for
To go.
that. So
Okay.
that's the
Yeah.
only way I can build my business. If you don't spend time to actually build that mindset, it's really hard.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and understanding the whole process of things, but also
Yeah.
talking about creating
Yes.
content and talking about the behind the scenes and the finished product,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Levi. I really appreciate your time and your knowledge and your expertise and for sharing. And just to close this out, thank you all so much for joining this episode. You'll be able to download the full playbook on the Amaka website and for you to be able to see all the insights and all the details, not only from this video, but also in a PDF document. So thank you so much, Levi. Really appreciate
Thank you
your
so
time.
much, Adaora.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.